Hello everybody, it's Milko here with another reading for you guys. This time I'm going to read on a controversial figure, and I have some tea because I know that I'll need something to drink. I even have some incense here to make sure that my area is cleansed after I do this reading. And the reason for that is because I will be reading on Mr. Vladimir Putin today. And honestly, guys, I don't like calling him by his last name because my southern accent comes out, Putin. so Pootie Tang, Vlad, I'll just call him Vlad. I'll be reading on him today. I just want to tap into his personality a little bit more, shadow side, talk about his health. I am going to talk about the conflict, but I have to be very careful with how I phrase things and what questions I ask because I'm not trying to be shadow banned again. But yes, let's get into it. I've briefly read on him before. He is a tough nut to crack, obviously. But he's similar to Trump. I think I've said this many times. He's similar to Trump in that once you read on him, his energy sort of sticks around you for a little bit. That's why I have the incense here. But so because of that, I'm just going to graze over him. I'm not going to go all the way in there, okay? So let's see. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Oh, no way. No way. I'm gonna pick up some shadow side cards because, like, look, you know, I read on celebrities quite a bit, so I know that the public persona is almost always different from the private, but this is ridiculous. So oh, interesting. So he's actually a family man. I don't know why he's getting so personal with me right off the bat, but he's actually a family man. Let's see, is he married to this new lady that he's with? I don't remember the women that he's with, but anyway, this first and foremost, this is, so take it however it resonates. I don't know. But first and foremost, this is telling me that he's actually a generous person. So I think I'm picking up on him as a person, as a dad, as a husband, boyfriend, whatever his marital situation. But it's showing that he's actually a generous person and that he's very hardworking and he very much cares about his family, especially his kids. I don't know if he has other children other than the two daughters, I think Maria and Katerina. I don't know if he has any other children or if the woman he's with right now is currently pregnant or maybe she has a small child by him, but his heart isn't really with this conflict or wait, the special operation. His heart is not with this conflict. His heart is with his family, with his kids. He's actually very worried about his kids. Actually, I think, let me see, who is this? Is this? No, that's his current. He's worried about his current girlfriend, his ex-wife. Yeah. He's mostly worried about his current ex-girlfriend. I wouldn't be surprised if she has a child by him, or if she may be currently pregnant or has a small child by him. But he's mostly worried about getting her and the little ones to safety. Obviously he cares about his adult daughters, but he's just like, yeah, they'll be okay, but I'm really worried about if he has little kids, he's worried about those kids. But yeah, hardworking, family guy, lover boy. I don't know if people want to imagine Putin this way, but he's highly romantic. he's highly romantic, super intelligent. All right, let's go to the shadow cards. Okay, Vladimir, let's ask about your shadow side, because there's nowhere in hell a politician is that nice. Let's ask about your shadow side, Vlad. Well, whoever this girlfriend is, I probably should have looked up her name. Whoever this girlfriend is, he's very much worried about her. I think they do have a child together. Potentially another girl. I think they do have a child together. If they don't, I think it's possible that she could be pregnant. Or like, this is weird. Either she's pregnant or they have a small child together already. But this child is no more than 10 years old. No more than 10. This is a very small child. Probably a girl. But no, I don't see too much of a shadow side here. He's worried about this family tree. He's mostly worried about his kids. That's actually at the top of his mind. I don't know, maybe he's really good at, I don't know, hiding stuff. You know, he was a KGB officer. I don't know, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, if any of you guys remember Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, where Snape was trying to teach Harry how to like shield his thoughts so that Voldemort wouldn't get him, maybe he's doing something like that. But I don't think so, because I'm reading on his family, and he shields his family from the public excessively, I think. But for the most part, he's worried about his family. He's worried about this girlfriend, or I don't know if they're married or whatever. I kind of feel like this is a girlfriend, a long-time girlfriend. She could be pregnant, or they could have a small child together. He's worried about keeping his immediate family safe. Now, the shadow side of this right here, because honestly, it's not really coming up. I don't know. Maybe because his tea is out there about being, you know, suppressive. Maybe it's just like, okay, that's all we need to know about him. I don't know. But the other part I'm seeing is that, so I'm actually going to ask this question later on about, does he want the Soviet Union to be reformed? It's kind of looking like he kind of wants to be king of the world. That's kind of what it's looking like. So he has, his birthday is out there, but I don't think that it's accurate. Like, you know, whatever. So this is fire energy, father, king of wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this shows that he's incredibly ambitious. He loves to travel. He is a family man, but he also probably steps out every once in a while. That's probably what happened when he was married to his first wife, and probably why he hasn't married this current girlfriend, you know. But he likes his women. He likes to have fun. He likes to party, all this stuff. But it's also showing here that he's on the verge of striking. I mean, technically he's already struck, you know. But in terms of taking over the world, it feels like he wants to be dominant. He wants Russia to come back into power. So I guess here I'll tell you this dream that I had. It was a very strange dream. And just take it with a grain of salt, okay? I'm not a prophetess or anything like that. But I was in this country and I was driving down a road, and I felt like I was a spy of some sort, and people were tailing me, and I ended up getting into a scuffle with them and killed them or whatever. And I go into the city, and the city looked like it could have been like Disney World, or it looked like a set of a movie. It was very bright. The grass was super green. Everything was clean. And I saw, and the crowd was very diverse. But the thing that was odd about it is I felt that I was being watched. And I also noticed that there were a lot of like uniformed people in the crowd, and they were wearing these plain green uniforms. It wasn't intimidating, but I could tell that these people belonged to a group. I couldn't tell which group they belonged to. So I'm walking around, and I got the sense that I was in Japan, but I barely saw Asian people there. It was multicultural. Even like the officers in green, I remember seeing a black person. I don't know if they were American or African or whatever, but it was multicultural. So then I slunk over to the right and I went behind a building, and what I saw behind that building was another building that looked like the Red Square. It was a red building. Half of it was burnt, but the other half was vibrant. It was beautiful. And I felt that this was Russia. It looked like Russian architecture behind the scene. But then someone else, like an officer or something, I don't know, they asked me, what are you doing here? I said, oh, I'm just looking around. And then they told me to leave. But I felt strongly that the place I was in was a city in Japan, but it seemed like it was occupied. And behind the scenes, a red country that was similar to Russia was just behind the scenes, half burnt but half standing. So take that as you will. But it looks like he has ambitions to I mean, not literally rule the world, but to just have Russia be a superpower, you know? So not much of a shadow card, but you know. We went over his personality, his shadow side. Now, let's ask about his health, because there's this rumor, this unsubstantiated rumor, that the reason why he invaded Ukraine is because he's about to die. So let's see. How's your health going? Well... He's hiding information. He's totally hiding information. So 100% hiding information from me. And I feel like the reports, they're non-conclusive. No, I don't think that, even though the death card showed up here, I don't think that he's deathly ill, but I do feel like there is a sickness here, and that he needs to rest often. And that's one of the reasons why he's so worried about his family. He wants to make sure that they're going to be okay. So I do actually feel like he's planning for the end of his life, but I don't think that he's deathly ill. I feel like this is probably a sickness that has been with him for a long time. And now it's mostly fatigue that I'm feeling. Fatigue, low energy. Let me see. Oh, he's giving me a headache. No, I don't think that he's been diagnosed with a deathly illness. Because I think some people were saying something like cancer. No, this feels more like a fatigue type of thing. Like he's just tired all the time. Oh, well, there he is. No, I'm not. He's not telling me it's not Parkinson's. It's not. I don't really see cancer, but it's something. This is something that he has dealt with for most of his adult life, at least. And it whatever this illness is, it's chronic. It's long term. And the way that it affects him is that it makes him tired. It makes him tired. Sometimes he can be a little bit confused, but I don't see cancer. I don't see Parkinson's. I don't see anything like that. And I mean, so whenever he takes a break, whenever he rests, it's like his energy comes back with roaring. And I feel like he doesn't even have to rest for that long. But yeah, so the death card is here, but it's not that. It's more like, because I think that he's resting for now. I don't know the last address he's made. I think he's resting for now, but in a few days he's gonna be back ripping and roaring, spry as I don't know what. So I don't think that he's suffering from any serious illness at this point. But he is planning for his death. He is planning for generational wealth to be passed down, blah, blah, blah. Probably has to do with who's going to be a successor after he's gone. He's definitely planning for that. But he's also incredibly secretive. Look at this high priestess. Incredibly secretive. So I'm not sure how much accurate information I'm going to get about Ukraine and his future plans, but I'll definitely try. Okay, so how does he feel about the special operation? For people who don't know, the word war has been banned in Russia, and they're using a euphemism, and it's called special operation. So we'll just call it special operation. How does he feel about that in Ukraine? He is mostly thinking about his family life. Well, first of all, he feels like he's in the right. First of all, I also feel like, from his point of view, this is like righteous, almost like a religion thing. He feels like it's righteous, and I think he only wanted the seaports, and once he gets that, he's gonna be like, okay, my job's done. Unless something else happens, but he's just like, yeah, my job's done. Let's go home. I think that's what it is. Let's go home. It's so funny. So he doesn't feel that Ukraine, so whatever deals that they're going to be working on, because I know that they've been doing peace talks and then fighting and peace talks and then fighting, whatever deals they're going to work on, because I feel like he is going to offer peace, but he does not trust Ukraine at all. And if anybody follows me on Instagram, you will find a live that I did that I can't really post here because, again, like I said, I don't want to be shadow banned again. Because if you say anything that's against the current narrative, you just get banned. But he wants to offer a deal, and I feel like he's offered a deal many times, but from his point of view, he doesn't trust Ukrainian leaders at all. Well, probably it's mostly just NATO. I don't think he really cares about Ukrainian leaders, honestly. And I feel like he's prepared to keep fighting again. So he does want to go home, he does want to offer, like, broker a deal, but he's sort of like, yeah, they're sneaky, so I know that we're going to come back again. It's going to happen again. And there is an element here of like worrying, anxiety. So what is he worried about with this? No, it's just the fighting. It's just the fighting. And I think he's also worried about that no-fly zone. I haven't heard that phrase in a long time, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to implement that. But no, it's just the fighting. But one thing I will say is that the fighting cards that I'm getting now, it's a totally different energy compared to what I got back in February. Because I think I filmed the first video on February 22nd. Totally different vibe. This is mild compared to what I got 2 months ago. Yeah, so he's worried about the fighting. He's worried about the skirmishes, and I feel like he's worried about, like, rogue people as well. So on both sides, he's worried about them as well as the no-fly zone. But yeah, no, I mean, underneath all whatever bravado that Russia is putting out, he's ready to go. He's like, I got the seaports. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's go. All right. Okay, now very quickly, I want to ask about the Russian economy under the sanctions. Let's see. Let's split this into 3 piles. Four actually. As a whole, how will Russia do? That's sad. That's sad. Oh gosh. Okay, so I've been saying since the beginning that when it comes to wars and conflicts like this, my heart goes to the regular people, not necessarily the governments and the politicians, because it's geopolitical crap. You know, they're playing with people's lives essentially. So up top we have justice. I asked how, in general, how will Russia as a whole do under these sanctions, and they got justice. So it's like, you know, people who think that this is going to cripple their economy, like, keep dreaming, okay? I've been saying that anyone with a modicum of geopolitical savvy or know-how know that for the most part sanctions always backfire. More powerful countries tend to lobby sanctions against countries in order to hurt the regular people so that the regular people can overthrow their government. Usually what happens is over time, the regular people do suffer, but they start to become more supportive of their government because they're seeing, why is this powerful nation harming us or punishing us for something that we don't agree with or something we didn't do. So that's essentially what's going to happen. I don't think that their economy is not going to perish. It's going to be moderately affected, but over time it's going to balance itself out. But again, it's not going to flourish like pro-Russian people think that it will. That's not going to happen. But they'll as a whole, they will be okay. So this first card, actually, let me put this here. This first card here, I asked how will Putin fare? Oh, he's going to make bank. He is going to make bank. And I feel like this is the same card that I saw in that first video that I posted about this, where I said that so many people just want to make money off this. And this is for all sides, guys. Like, it's not just Putin. It's not just Zelensky. It's not just Europe. It's everybody. They're all trying to figure out ways to make money off this, basically. That's why when it comes to wars and conflicts, I don't give a damn about governments. I only care about the regular people, because the governments will be fine. They will make money. So he's going to make money. Oligarchs will be totally fine. Totally fine. And the thing that I find really nice about these cards in general is that Russia always shows up as feminine. But oligarchs will be totally fine. They're not really going to be affected. Who will be affected? The common people. The common people. However, what's interesting about this is that as I was pulling this card, I got the sun behind it. So it's almost like, so I don't know if I have any Russian people watching me, but they're kind of telling you guys to cheer up. I know it's easier said than done, and I'm sure that some people will be offended that I'm giving Russian people a pep talk, but you know, it is what it is. But the cards are telling you guys to cheer up. It's not as bad as you think it is. The world, your world at least, is not going to end. Actually, the sun is behind your back. Like, you'll be okay. So it will affect the psyche of the regular people, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit overhyped in their minds. And I see this on social media all the time, where I see Western people, especially Americans, like, oh, I hope it cripples them. It's like, be careful what you wish for, because this is going to backfire on America, in my opinion. But yeah, Russian people, it will affect your psyche, but it's not as bad as you think it is. And then I asked, like, what will the effects of the sanctions against Russia going to be, according to, in terms of Russian economy? They're going to be fine. These are nice cards. I feel like the countries that lobby those sanctions against Russia, they feel like they won something, but the win is just temporary. It's a little bit superficial, you know, because in the end, that country's economy, they're going to be fine. We need to worry about ours. All right. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so now I want to ask his opinion on various world leaders. So I'm not even going to ask about the German leader, because now that Angela is gone, I think a man replaced her. His energy, I barely feel it. I don't think that he's going to be that much of a superstar like Angela was, for better or for worse. So actually, I'm actually going to ask about the French president. Oh well, look, more fighting. Oh, there it is. So you know what? Let me take this out. Let me ask this question really quick. Listen, he is all about his personal life. Let me get this out of here. I feel like his girlfriend or his partner, whoever she is, she's trying to convince him to come home. Okay, so let's see. How does Vlad feel about these leaders? How do you feel? Let me do 2 cards each. Interesting. See? No. Okay. Let me arrange these. Sorry for the noise, guys. This is traffic. He does not like Zelensky at all. He thinks Zelensky is like easy fish or small fry. Easy fish. He feels like Zelensky is small fry, and he doesn't trust Zelensky at all. He doesn't trust him at all. And listen, guys, this is from his point of view. I know some of you would be like, well, this is from Vlad's point of view, all right? But he doesn't trust him at all. He doesn't trust anything he says. I feel like he thinks that Zelensky is kind of an opportunist, and also sometimes this Page of Wands is the card of entertainer, so that's kind of where some of his feeling is coming from. He's just like, you know, he's an actor. Like, why should I trust anything he says? So that's how he feels about Zelensky. Biden, let me put this away. Biden, he actually likes Biden. He actually likes him. These are actually very beautiful, powerful cards. He actually likes Biden, and he wants to make a deal with Biden. He wants to have peace. He actually doesn't really want to fight Biden at all actually. And I think I saw a remark he made. I think Biden called Putin or Vlad a thug or something like that, and Putin says something like, you know, I like Biden. We're friends. All I have to tell him is to watch his health. I'm like, yo, this guy is shady. But no, he likes Biden. These are beautiful cards. It's a shame. And then I asked about Macron. I think Macron is asking for his help. And again, I won't be able to say what Macron is asking for Putin's help for, but it has something to do with French soldiers who should not have been in that area. But you know, he doesn't really rate Macron like that, which is funny. Very, very funny, because Macron is being seen as the leader of negotiations. I should have asked about Xi Jinping. Maybe I'll draw cards next. But with Macron, he feels like, you know, this is frustrating. This process is taking too long. Like, can I just throw some money at you to get you to do what I want, or to just go away? That's kind of what he feels for Macron. It's almost like he's dismissing him. And as for Marine Le Pen, because like I said in my reading, where I looked at Macron, Le Pen, Zemmour, and Pécresse, it looks like Marine Le Pen has a good chance at winning. It feels like he's disappointed in her. Let's see what this is about. Why is he disappointed in Marine? He feels like she chose the wrong side. They're friendly together, but he feels like she chose the wrong side. Because I think some photos of her and him together resurfaced, and she was trying to save her neck, and she was like, "Oh no, I disagree." You know what politicians do. So he feels like she chose the wrong side. But they're friendly. They get along. If she became president, I think they would actually get along, similar to he and Trump. So let's see. Who was I gonna ask? Oh my gosh, I forgot. I remember. Xi Jinping. How do you feel about Xi Jinping? Oh, best buds. Best buds. Best buds. I mean, there is some wariness here. Of course, you know, he would be stupid not to be wary, but best buds, partners, they are going, and again, I've said this plenty of times, they are going to create either a new money system, like, I don't know, it could be digital or it could be money processing, because I think Xi Jinping said that Russia could use their credit card processing, you know, just in case the sanctions are still intact. So either new trade agreements, new money system, new money processing, something to that effect, and it's going to last and last and last for a very long time. And their meeting together was fated. Like, this is the soulmate card. And guys, soulmates, it's not always romantic. It could be between your friends, your family members, even your damn dog, okay? But these two are soulmates. They were fated to meet, fated to work together. There's definitely some wariness, of course, distrust, of course, but no, they want to build something new together. Boy. All right. Okay, now I want to ask Putin. So I saw that he wants Russia to be dominant on the world stage. So I have to ask if he wants to expand, or yeah, if he wants to expand Russian territories similar to the Soviet Union. Look at this. Look at all this fighting. Is there someone in his environment that he's disagreeing with? Because what is this about? Oh, or is this I think I know what this is. This is like conflicting accounts of what happened in, I think it's Bucha. I see what it is. Well, it's a few things. So there's disagreements on how they want to handle these peace talks, how they want to handle the land or whatever that they've captured. There's definitely disagreements with generals, with advisors around him on how to move forward. There's also like this fight about what exactly happened in Bucha, as well. Well, you know, the hospital thing was already discussed, but what exactly happened there? And it almost feels like he's like, you guys are blocking people from the truth, whatever he thinks the truth is. But then there's also like confusion over which way to go next, where to go next. And again, his heart is at home. So he's not being 100% clear-headed right now because he's more worried about whatever is happening at home. So I honestly would not be surprised if his long-term partner is pregnant, because he keeps thinking about home. And sometimes this Four of Wands can represent like engagements, baby announcements, things like that. So there's totally conflict going on, mental conflict going on with him over where to go from here, basically. So I think in a sense that answers the question about if he wants to expand, because it seems like he's sort of at a deadlock. And it feels like he has so much on his plate. Yeah, because he's giving me a headache. It feels like he has no. This is a baby. Listen, this man is about to have a baby. Isn't he like 90 years old? He's about to have a baby, but he feels like there's so much on his plate that he needs to take a break to balance everything. So his mind is at home. But you know, he has to deal with this Bucha stuff, with this conflict, with where they want to go. That I don't think that Soviet expansion is on his mind right now, because it seems like he and his generals or advisors or whoever these people are, they're not in agreement over where they want to go next, like immediately next. And it doesn't help that he's thinking about his girlfriend, you know. So there's that. So I guess the next question would be, interesting. So I asked if World War III will happen, and the first few times that I read on this, I got yes, totally. But now, again, I mentioned earlier that these cards are definitely more mild than they were in the first video, and I will leave a card for the first video that I recorded and uploaded. But it looks like right now, so people are standing at attention, and by people I mean the West, America. So people are standing at attention. They're like, you know, knuck if you buck, bitch. Like we're ready for it. But as of this moment, it looks like whatever moves that were made in Ukraine, whether you agree with them or not, it looks like World War III has been staved off so far. That's a relief. Okay, so now I want to quickly ask what's going to happen to certain countries, because I saw that I know India is neutral, like they're abstaining from voting, and it looks like some of Russian ambassadors are giving warnings to India, and I know that I have some Indian viewers, so I want to see how the relationship between Russia and India will go, Russia and Greece, because I think Greece has severed ties, the United States, of course, countries that rely, well, those are a lot of countries. So I guess maybe the EU in general, and then France, since France is trying to lead these talks. Let's see. So, just one card. Interesting. So let me, oops. Let me put these here. These are beautiful cards, guys. for the most part. For the most part. So the relationship between India and Russia, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know, because I think it was maybe either WWIII or DW, I'm not sure, but like Russia gives India a warning. Please, they're going to be fine. It's going to be a nice relationship. As for Greece, it was interesting that this one was upside down, but it does look like they literally are severing ties. Let me draw another card for this. No, they'll come back together. So Greece, so it's interesting how it shows the ace of swords, totally very literal. But so I asked, after Greece has severed ties with Russia, what will happen to their relationship? They'll make up. They'll make up and find peace. It'll be okay for people who care about it. It'll be okay. And then I asked about France and Russia. Again, butt buddies. they're going to be friendly. They're going to trade together. It's going to be fine. And then I asked about the EU, and this is not negative, but it's not like glowingly positive either. But in terms of the EU, it looks like the relationship is going to remain as it is, so kind of distant, maybe borderline caustic against each other. But Russia, EU, no, they're not going to get along. And actually, let me draw another card here. Nope, Russia will never join EU, ever. And I asked about Russia and the U.S. Listen, this is eventually going to be a positive relationship. This Hierophant though, because this is like a government card. So I wonder, because I'm wondering. So I've said before that the next president of the U.S. Feels like moderate or Republican. I don't feel a Democrat. I can look at it later on, like next year. So I wonder if a friendly government comes into power next, and that's why our relationship is going to be friendly. So. Oh, whoever this next president is, good friends, very good friends. I've said before that the next president feels like a moderate or Republican woman. So I don't know. This Empress is here. The Fool is here for like yes, we'll like this person, and it's going to be a fresh start. So I think the reason why America and Russia is going to get along in the near future is because we're going to have a government that's friendly to Russia coming up next. Coming up next. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be Trump, but I've said before in one of my lives that it could be one of his children. It could be. All right, that's it. I'm shocked. So for the past 4 months, I've been saying that I want to do a reading that's actually going to end on a positive note. Who would have known that a Vladimir Putin reading would be the positive note? All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye. If you would like a personal reading, just go to my website at www.tarotbymoko.com. Here I describe my services, my about section, and if you scroll down, I have another blurb about me, as well as where you can enter your name and email address to sign up for the newsletter for 10% off. And if you don't feel comfortable purchasing from my website, you can always visit the Etsy site under the same name, Tarot by Moko. And I have the same readings that I have on my website. So here I have categories on the website: general, future forecast, love and relationships, as well as personal growth. And personal growth is my favorite category because I have so many things like psychic development, how do people see you, life purpose, shadow work, things like that. And in general inquiries, I have 1 year ahead, 6 months ahead, general questions, new year, new you. And the actual popular one in this section is 45-minute chat, where we discuss whatever you want to discuss for 45 minutes straight on Zoom, Google Hangouts, Skype, or wherever you prefer. And my most popular here is love and relationships, where I talk about who's coming into your life next, how does your crush feel about you, no contact, all that stuff. I even have sugar daddies. So if you would like a personal reading, just visit my website. Again, it's www.tarotbymoko.com. And if you prefer Etsy, I'm on Etsy as well. All right, bye guys.